Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, Sentient Brands Holdings Inc. S.N.B.H just filed a report on director and officer changes, and I am seeing a key shift in leadership that matters. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This filing details some significant moves within the company's leadership structure, including new directors and officers stepping in. Alright, let's dive into what is happening at Sentient Brands Holdings Incorporated S.N.B.H. This is a current report, basically an update on important company events that happened recently. The big news here is about changes in their board of directors and key officers. The main event is the resignation of Dionne Pendleton from her roles as a director, corporate secretary, and treasurer. This happened on the 16th of June 2026. The filing states her resignation was simply a personal decision to move on from these roles, and not due to any disagreements with the company. That is usually good to see, meaning there were no major conflicts. The board is actually looking to keep her involved in an advisory capacity on board committees, which suggests they value her input. Following these changes, the board appointed Wyman as a new director. He is coming in effective the same day, the 16th of June 2026. To fill a vacancy, he'll serve until the next shareholder meeting. Now, who is Wyman? He has got over 20 years of experience in sales and operations. He has worked in operations, management, business development, and security management. Since 2016, he has been with Model 1 commercial vehicles in various senior leadership positions. Most recently as Regional Vice President for the Northwest and Vice President of Public Sector Sales. Before that, he held senior management roles at Guardsmark, a security firm, and Applied Technical Services. He holds an MBA from New Mexico Highlands University and a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Washington State University. Importantly for us, he hasn't served as a director for any other publicly traded company in the last 5 years. The board believes his experience in operations, regional management, and business development makes him a good fit. Another significant appointment is Serge Knazev as a director, also effective the 16th of June 2026. Now, Serge isn't entirely new to top leadership at Sentient Brands. He was already appointed President and Chief Operating Officer earlier in 2026, and even served as the Acting Principal Executive Officer. He continues to hold these roles. He will also serve as director until the next annual meeting. The filing mentions that Serge Knazev's detailed background, including any potential conflicts of interest or related party transactions, like his connection with American Industrial Group Incorporated, has already been covered in previous company filings. They are essentially saying that if you want the nitty-gritty on his past dealings and any potential issues, you need to look at those older reports. This suggests any major red flags from his past are already disclosed. The company also made appointments to fill the officer positions left vacant by Ms. Pendleton. Wyman has been appointed as treasurer, and Serge Knazev is now the corporate secretary. Both appointments are effective the 16th of June 2026. This move consolidates more responsibility within the new leadership team. The report clarifies that there are no special deals or understandings between Mr. Wyman or Mr. Knazev and anyone else that led to their selection as director or officer. This means they were chosen based on their qualifications and the needs of the company. Regarding related party transactions, the filing states there are no current or proposed transactions involving Mr. Wyman that need disclosure. For Mr. Knazev, any such transactions are described in the company's previous filings, like the annual report for 2025. Again, this points back to prior disclosures for any potential conflicts involving him. Now let's talk about how these new leaders will be paid. The newly appointed directors will receive compensation in the form of company stock, awarded through the company's equity compensation plans. The exact amounts will be decided by the compensation committee, as of this filing. There are no material compensation plans or contracts finalized with Mr. Wyman or Mr. Knazev in connection with their appointments. The company plans to file an amendment to this report within 4 business days once the specifics of any compensation are determined. This is pretty standard. They get directors on board first and then work out the compensation details. Like most filings, this one includes a section on forward-looking statements. These are basically statements about what the company expects to happen in the future, like their leadership transition and future operations. They remind us that actual results could be very different due to various risks and uncertainties. This is a standard legal protection statement. Finally, under exhibits, they list the cover page interactive data file, which is embedded in the document. This is just a technical detail for the filing itself. The report is signed by Serge Knazev in his capacity as President, Chief Operating Officer, and Acting Principal Executive Officer on the 22nd of June 2026. So, what is the story here? Sentient Brands Holdings Incorporated is undergoing a significant leadership shuffle. Dionne Pendleton is stepping down from her key roles, and the company is bringing in Wyman and Serge Knazev to fill those gaps, with Knazev also taking on a director role. This filing is primarily about these transitions. What is interesting from a shareholder perspective is the potential for a more stable leadership structure with Knazev, who is already in operational leadership, now also on the board. The appointment of Wyman with his extensive operational and business development background could bring fresh perspectives. Looking at the broader context, Sentient Brands Holdings Inc, with a market cap of around $2 million and trading at $0.44, is a micro-cap company. These kinds of leadership changes in smaller companies can be crucial. They can signal a renewed focus on operations and strategy, or they can be a sign of internal struggles. The fact that they are referencing previous filings for related party transaction details for Mr. Knazev means investors need to be proactive and check those older reports if they have concerns about potential conflicts of interest. The absence of immediate compensation details for the new appointees is also typical, as it allows the compensation committee to structure it appropriately, likely with equity to align their interests with shareholders. One of the biggest risks for companies like this, especially with frequent leadership changes and reliance on prior disclosures for key information, is transparency and stability. While the filing presents these changes positively, investors need to monitor future performance and how these new leaders execute the company's strategy. The lack of any immediate financial tables in this specific 8K filing means we can't gauge financial health in this report, but the board composition is a foundational element for financial oversight and strategic direction. What I am really looking for is how this new leadership team will translate into operational improvements and ultimately shareholder value. The fact that they are onboarding new directors and officers suggests a move towards strengthening the company's governance and operational capabilities. The legal and business backgrounds of Wyman and Knazev appear to be solid, and the board's intention to keep Pendleton in an advisory role is a positive sign of continuity and experience retention. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description.